Alright guys, so this comic review is one that is a book I managed to find online. Chris did not send me this one, this is not part of the haul, but this is a comic I've been dying to read and find and locate, and it's taken years, and I stumbled upon it on barnesandnoble.com, and I'm like, it's still there? Okay. Yoink. And that is Tarzan Red Sonja, or Red Sonja Tarzan, however you want to say it. This is written by Gail Simone with artwork by Walter Giovanni. Gail Simone, a vast majority of you would probably know who Gail Simone is. Arguably one of the best female writers and writers in general in comics. She's going to be back at Marvel doing the new X-Men line. For the most part, she's been at Dynamite kicking it with Red Sonja. And this is a interesting comic for a multitude of reasons. But let's get into it. So, the story is, and this is quite the story, the story centers around Tarzan and Red Sonja encountering one another when a villain named Isan Duel has been traveling through time and terrorizing the two of them, and causing mass damage to the time stream as well. For Red Sonja, Isan and his minions stole a time dagger that she had and used it to go forward and backward through time. And we'll get to that, why she has a time-traveling dagger in a minute. But but also, he's terrorizing Tarzan's family because Tarzan mocked him. Like, that was it. Like, oh yeah, Tarzan kept me from doing this one thing and humiliated me, and just kind of mocked me a bit, so I'm gonna go kill his family and rape his wife to death. Like, that's his whole plan, is just murder Jane and sexually assault her, and also murder his son in entire, he basically also murders like some of Tarzan's ape family, just because like he was slightly jilted by Tarzan. Now you got to remember, the other thing with Tarzan is that he does have, Tarzan is his ape name. His real name is Lord John Greystoke. He is a man of nobility, and he basically is kind of like I like that Gail Simone brings up the Lord Greystoke stuff, because most people just like, ooh, me king of the jungle and whatnot. No, he's like, yeah, I'm a civilized man, but when push comes to shove, I'll rip this shirt off and then I'll rip your throat out. Yeah. As for Red Sonja, Isan basically also did other horrible things to her, and now Red Sonja wants to hunt him down. But you're probably asking, what about this time dagger? Like, how did Red Sonja get a hold of a time dagger? Glad you asked! This is actually a low-key sequel to Swords of Sorrow. If you don't know what Swords of Sorrow was a massive Dynamite comic event involving every single female character they had in their wheelhouse, helmed by Gail Simone and a vast majority of female writers. Yeah, so it actually involves one of the Swords of Sorrow that she had, and even has the Traveler, which was the kind of like the Zordon for everyone here. And Red Sonja has lost that dagger and now teams up with Tarzan in order to find it. This is a really good book. Isan Duel is a bastard that you just want to see get punished. Like, you want to see him get fucked up by Red Sonja and Tarzan. You want to see him get his shit wrecked. I also love that this comic is not afraid to be completely bonkers, too, because, like, how are they going to find someone who travels through time? Well, Sonja and Tarzan go to see one of Tarzan's friends, H.G. Wells, who has a time machine. Yes, because someone watched Time. I guess Gail Simone watched Time After Time. If you know that movie, congratulations, you're a fucking nerd like me. Someone remembered Time After. I have to believe that the reason why that H.G. Wells is a time traveler in this comic and has a time machine is because Gail Simone watched Time After Time. That cannot be that there is no other explanation that I can fathom. Anyway, this comic, also I love how they kind of pair the two, because Tarzan and Sonja really do make a great pair. Like, they're both people raised in brutality. They were raised in hostile environments and learned to fend for themselves and fend for others. There's also, like, a great moment where Sonja's like, look, I put your family... Look, Tarzan, I put your family in danger. I put, you know, so many other lives in danger in all of time. And I have no family of my own. And that's when he's like, bet. And he grabs... he cuts his hand, he cuts Sonja's hand, and anoints her as a member of the Greystoke family. So now she's a member of Tarzan's family. It's like, now you have a reason to fight. Now you have a real reason to fight for a family. So it's a lot of fun. Like, there's some great action. I also love how they play with time travel a lot in here. Where it's dumb fun. Again, you have H.G. Wells as a time traveler. What more can you want? Both Tarzan and Red Sonja have like equal chemistry. Like I always say in comics, in crossover books, is that each property needs equal light, and both of them do. The one thing I will say is that the first issue is very much build-up. Like, the first two issues really do feel like build-up, and they're one step behind. But at the very least, they are, like, the dialogue and the story itself does play a lot. So it actually feels pretty well paced for a 6-issue book. In fact, it almost feels longer than a 6-issue book at some points, and that's not a complaint. All in all, I really dig this crossover. Is it my favorite of the Red Sonja or Tarzan crossovers? That's tough to say. Like, I wouldn't go that far right out the gate. It may not even be one of my favorite, in my top 10 favorite crossovers, but it's a solid crossover that I have been dying to read for so long, and I'm glad to finally have it in my collection. There have been some really good Red Sonja crossovers. There's been some really good Tarzan books crossovers. This is a solid good medium for both. If you're a fan of Tarzan and Red Sonja, go check this out. Or if you're just a fan of Gail Simone on Red Sonja, here you go. So yeah, also, Simone did some work. She did her homework on Tarzan, because they do some deep cuts with the character as well, like introducing Tarzan's son in here too. That was really cool. Anyway, so there you go, guys. That's my review for Tarzan Red Sonja. You guys let me know in the comments below if you've read it, if you like it. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.